Okay, this is the swimming pool equipment. All the valves are labeled. In another video we saw that we had a vacuum breaker for the main drain in the front yard. That's a good thing. Okay, I had the system off for a moment, so the pressure is a little low, but I got another picture of it. It's running about 15 psi, and it'll probably build back up to that. We expect that. This is the GFCI for the swimming pool light, and it works. And I was able to get the swimming pool to work because I went through the different modes, and I'm leaving it on auto. Alright, but I went through manual. I was able to push some button that's not labeled, and I got the light to come on. Now usually I like the light to stay on a little longer. See if steam builds up in it. That's what I usually like to do, but I cannot locate a light switch for the swimming pool. So if the seller could turn the light switch on for you and let it run for about 40 minutes, that should be long enough to develop a problem like that. Again, it's something that I usually like to handle, but without having all the different buttons labeled, I didn't feel comfortable. You know, I don't want to drain the pool. Alright, so we got an inline salt chlorine generator, and this is the way we found it. And so everything flow looks good, LED looks good. I mean, it's all shining. We got a 2-pump system. This would be for your pump, for your vacuum. This is your main drain right here. Okay, I'm going to get some more identifying things, but this is the bonding, the electrical bonding for your pump motor. So the pump motor is not bonded. Pump motor is not bonded. The diatomaceous earth filter right there. And of course the chlorine generator. I don't know if I can pick this up. Week, month, year, 2008 is the year, and if you can read the serial number in that, I got a still image. I'm going to try and pull that out. So what we learned about the pump equipment is we do not have a light switch, a swimming pool light switch, and we do not have bonding on the pump motor, the vacuum motor, vacuum pump motor. Don't have any bonding there. This window is supposed to be self-closing with an alarm on it. This window is supposed to be self-closing with an alarm on it, and not the same alarm as with the rest of the house. A unique alarm, so that if somebody was to climb out this window and you're in the other room ironing, you would know that something's happening over here. Okay, this is cut and fill in-ground swimming pool. We come on along, and I cannot tell if there's any geogrid or if there's any dead men or any support. All I know is this is working as it should. And now we got a break from our sponsors. Good Home Inspection. Right here you have piping, and this piping right here is exposed to the water feature for the swimming pool. And when I went through the manual modes over here on the swimming pool, on the manual modes over here on the swimming pool motor, I never saw the waterfall come out. You have 2 skimmers, one on each side, and these skimmers, okay, they have weir traps in them. It's a couple things. Plastic skimmers, these are only good for a couple 3 years. Somebody steps on that, they're going to break their leg, their ankle. The homeowner's insurance. Okay, and the weir traps, It's neither good nor bad, nor right nor wrong, whether you have a weir trap. They come with them. And the weir traps are good because any leaves that float inside your weir, get recirculated, they stay inside that trap and they don't come out. The bad note is if you have children, okay, especially young, foolish boys, if you stick your arm inside that weir trap, that's like a finger handcuffs, those little braided finger handcuffs. Chinese handcuffs is what they call them. As you pull, you can't get out. So your arm is inside the weir trap, and your shoulder is holding your head. You got to fight to keep your head above water. And after a while, people get tired, and that's a horrible, horrible story. But that is a story. So it's a consideration about the weir traps. It's also a consideration about the plastic. Now I triangulated this pool. On about 7 inches to 7 inches to 7 inches. So it's level. We have a pool vacuum in here, and it seems to be working fine. And I was looking earlier, and I still can see the whip end looks like it's in good shape. The drains are far enough apart. Now see this little blue guy right here? When people come in, he comes out. That's a floating chlorinator. That makes me suspicious of your chlorine generator, the chlorine generator. If you've got a salt chlorine generator, why do you need a floating chlorinator? Now, to us, that is a tool to maintain the condition, the quality of the water in the swimming pool. To a child, that is a flying saucer. So when people go in, the chlorinator comes out. The flying saucer will fly from one person to the next person. To catch the flying chlorinator, someone has to raise their hands over their head to make the catch because they're in the water. And then chlorine-infused water drains all over your face and eyes. It's a horrible, horrible story. I tell horrible stories. Breaking your foot, getting your arm caught and trapped, burning your eyes out. But swimming pools are serious business. They're serious business. So coming on along, this is the beach. And you can tell that the surface of the pool is spalling. It's spalling and pitting. Alright? You're going to enjoy it for a little while. But you're going to get tired of it after a while, too. You can get tired of it after a while. Sooner or later, it's going to come time to budget for resurfacing the pool. Not that I can't, and you see spalling over here. Not that you can't enjoy it. My wife would jump right in. My wife would kill for this pool. But I was able to turn the light on, and we're going to do it again. I just can't leave it on for 45 minutes. I just want to see if I can get these water features over here to work. Okay. The job kind of grows with me. Moves on along, and it doesn't hurt to look and see how the things work. You see, all this should be labeled. Got these buckles. Moving on along. So we're going to mode. Service mode. We turn everything on because none of it's labeled. Shouldn't be in there. That's solar. We'll turn that on anyway. We don't have a heater. Alright. I turned that on so we could see the fountains work. See, the light is working. And the GFCI does work. And that little vent right there, that grate, that's if the pool gets too full, then it drains out. It doesn't drain over on the surface and everything. And I just do not see the water features. I've turned everything on. The water features aren't working. But I can look over here and I can see the surface. And we can see the mottling. Let's get a couple pictures like that. I'm waiting for it. I don't see a waterfall. And really, in preparation for a swimming pool inspection, the water feature should have been on. That's beyond the scope. The water feature should have been on so that they could have been seen and recognized. So the seller, no doubt, is going to be eager to show you where the light switch is, that you can leave it on for 45 minutes without the light overheating and cycling off, and share with you the magic and the mystery of the water features. We're coming over here just to the lower left. Mode, timeout, auto. Now wait for a moment, because sometimes when you're going through the cycles it'll kick back, but we're in auto mode. It'll stay off for a while. That's why we lost our pressure the last time, and then now we're getting the warning signs over here. But all this will reconfigure, recombobulate, and it'll work. So what we learned was our water feature doesn't work. We don't have a light switch available. Pump's not bonded. Those are the things that are wrong with it. Windows do not have self-closing and do not have alarms on them. Warnings about the floating chlorinator, warnings about the plastic skimmer lids, and warnings about the skimmer weir traps.